Good morning, New Jersey. Weather Warfare, Saturday, October 28th, 2023. 7:21 a.m. and beautiful Ventnor Beach. Sunrise. $65, feels like 65, west wind 5 miles an hour. 87% humidity, but it's going to be sunny today, no rain until Tuesday, Wednesday. But it's going to be 79 degrees here, and the surf is up. We have one board in the water right now. Offshore, it's going to be 83 degrees. I imagine we're going to have some severe UV indexes. The vivid colors are due in part to methane in the atmosphere. Yeah. That's global warming, of course. Yeah. And also, we're nearing the end of a 12,800 year solar cycle. The forces of the Earth, geomorphic catastrophism, the Adam and Eve story, pole shift, magnetic excursion, depleted ozone layers allow UVC rays, deadly gamma rays and X-rays to penetrate into the Earth's magnetic field, which is weakened and weakening further. And then we'll get to the point where, we're going to tip over. And in 24 hours, a 2-mile high wave sweeps across the planet, creating new. Out with the old, in with the new, the Great Reset, pole shift. That's one scientific theory that puts together prophecy, science, and all the disciplines. Discarding the Fauci science, of course. By the way, did you know that Fauci is the Southern Italian or Sicilian metonymic occupational name for the sickle maker, or someone who uses a sickle? Now put a sickle on a stick and you got the Grim Reaper. And the CCP, Command and Control Program, or the scapegoat Chinese Communist Party. Well, the logo, of course. Hammer and sickle. There's Bat Boy Fauci. There is Sickle Man right in the logo. And if that's not enough, according to Ancestry.com, the name Fauci is synonymous, interchangeable, identical to the name Faust. You know the opera, Dr. Faust? The Faustian bargain. Yeah. So, I don't know how much, if anything, that any of us know is true. But the Adam and Eve story, the 12,008, or maybe it's 12,900, I don't know, give or take a few decades, solar cycle, whereby the Earth basically is destroyed. And we go into an ice age, and we come out of it again and start all over again. Yeah, it ties in all the legends, the myths, the religions, the histories of the world. Now, how about Acapulco? Now, man is totally controlling the weather. We have seismic weapons, weather weapons, and psychotronic weapons, but we're talking about hurricane weapons down there in Acapulco. Look, you don't go from a tropical storm warning to a Cat 5 hurricane in 12 to 18 hours, and the National Hurricane Forecasting Center said, well, maybe you'll have some landfall at a Cat 1, just like they don't get the forecasting right deliberately because they don't want to give you any warning. Just like Lahaina. Yeah, fire is man's oldest weapon of mass destruction. And then, of course, the weather offers the plausible deniability of Mother Nature. Secret weapons used for domestic and foreign espionage, mass murder, or targeting high-value targets disguised as mass casualty events. And what's the matter? Why are they picking on Dutch since? Well, I mean, he's just telling you how to forecast earthquakes. And he has pointed out the use of directed energy weapons and proof thereof. We gotta support Dutch Sense. And Brendan O'Connell, he ditched YouTube. He's on Patreon. The best grand chessboard narrative of the covert geopolitics is going on in the world now. And also watch Monkey Works for your bi-weekly sit-rep on what's going on in the world. Particularly the war, Armageddon. But are they just creating or deliberately fooling us again with this Armageddon stuff? You know, the biblical prophecy, they're trying to make it come true, okay? And it's going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But, you know, having this belief that these events are coming to pass because God wants them to, you know, something to do with Israel and the chosen ones. Come on now, don't get me started. I'll say this. Anti-Zionism, anti-political Zionism is not anti-Semitism. Okay? And this Israel thing, I'll tell you right now, it's just another, you know, Israel's Pearl Harbor, okay? A pretext for committing genocide against the Palestinians because they want the land, just like Lahaina. They had to get rid of the Hawaiians, the natives, the ones that never accepted the occupation of the United States. So there you go. All wars are bankers' wars. Everything's a rich man's trick. Everything is a freaking business plan. The same ones that burned the White House in 1813, started the Federal Reserve in 1913, World War I, Russian Revolution, World War II, Vietnam, all the other wars around the world, Desert Storm, okay? The ones that killed the Kennedys, the ones that pulled off 9/11, the ones that committed the Vax genocide, the ongoing Vax genocide, the public health mafia, the bankers, okay? War is the sport of kings. The puppet masters pull the strings, the heartstrings. Oh, the poor suffering. All these false Floyd Gladio attacks are performed by the enemies within. The hidden hands, who always do a disappearing act. Just like this. Where'd the sun go? Total opacity in that cloud bank there. You know, the sun's a pretty bright object. You know, it's one of the brightest objects in our world. But not bright enough to penetrate that iron curtain. Just clouds, maybe? Or bunker fuel. And climate engineering fallout. In any case, the world is becoming a real shithole real fast. And I think it's all to hide what's going on in Washington, D.C., or what's not going on in Washington, D.C., or no, what's really going on behind the scenes by those hidden hands. The theater of war. They're all crisis actors with a eugenics, depopulation, extermination agenda, I'm afraid. Then the Fourth Reich. Do you get it? It's the Fourth Reich. These needle-happy, gas chamber-happy, look, they've turned the sky, our atmosphere, into an open-air Auschwitz.